Nice. Okay. Well, we have a week up today. Put. Thank you, Paul. Wonderful. Okay. So, team, I've heard the complaints that these events take quite some time. So, what we can do moving forward is whenever you guys are giving your updates, it can be a quick rundown of what happened. Just basically what you wrote down. Quickly go over it. If people have questions, they will raise. If not, you can feel free to take your seats. So it's best if we follow those formats moving forward. So again, the agenda remains the same. I don't think we have anything special. The hackathon is happening. Quarterfinals concluded last week, and then we're now on the semifinals. It's very exciting. So the semifinals will continue and last for 6 weeks, and it's one of the strong arms that A2SV is actually running at the moment. So does anyone know why we have small numbers today? Entirely? Are they not aware we have an event? I wrote down the correct selection. I informed everybody to come. It is collecting members. Still, they have the channel, right? They're part of the college channel. You guys have to. Hey, what's wrong with you? Imran, the other team are in the next room. Okay. All right, fine. Okay. In the meantime, maybe we can go over some personal wins. Let's go over some of the things that we managed to accomplish on a personal note. Let's try to make it friendly and engaging. So when I say personal, what I realized is the word personal usually becomes too personal for people. So maybe we can change the name. Instead of personal wins next week, maybe we can go with some casual updates, right? And we can go over those. Now TV, how are you doing? How about you give us the personal wins or casual updates, let's say, moving forward. Please, take the stage. After a certain point, by the way, we start seeing Now TV a lot, right? Yeah. Or is it just me?
It was good. Good week.
What means good?
Actually, like the black market rate was promising, but now.
How much is it being sold?
Now I think it's 130. I'm not sure. So it was a good week. Unfortunately, like today, something bad happened. I guess it was last night. So close. Actually, not my close friend, but we are classmates. We don't know what happened. But passed out.
I see. I also heard about that. Basrati is part of your batch, right? Yeah, very unfortunate.
Except that everything was good.
And our condolences to him and his family. Well, let's have another nominee answer. Nancy, please nominate.
I have 2 minutes.
Yeah, anyone. You can just point your fingers. I can go and fight. Got it? Got it. Yarid, what do you consider some of your personal wins?
So for this week, what I consider a personal win is one is, as some of you are aware, I'm trying to switch roles in A2SV. I'm currently in the remote education, but I'm trying to get into the core development. So this week I was able to complete my assessments into joining the core dev, and hopefully that's going to be a reality in the next week. So I consider this one of my personal wins. And another one is I have registered to start going to the gym. So next week, that's going to be starting as well. So it looks like my life is. Yes, exactly.
Right.
Yeah,
Also, your beard is growing back.
I looked good without a beard. I had a lot of compliments.
What do you guys think, by the way? Yarin without a beard.
Let's not go there.
That's not good.
And for the next candidate, I would like to nominate Lee Allen.
Yes.
Yes.
Come out here, Yarin. Yeah, Alan.
For me, it's been, I don't know, MA week. I managed to meet my relatives, like they were outside of Addis, but they come to Addis and I spent some time with them.
So why is Lensa laughing? Lensa, is there something you'd like to share? Maybe something we should know? What did she mean by relatives? Are they mean? What's happening? I feel like there is some inside joke that we're missing. Okay.
Other than that, what?
Nothing else.
Nothing else, yeah.
I see. The weather has been fine, though, right? Hasn't been raining much this week. What's happened?
Except for today.
Except for today, the rest of the days were sunny and beautiful. Yesterday didn't rain. Oh, I think he was. Yeah, he was raining. Which weather do you guys favor, by the way?
Can I sit on my house?
Oh, you can sit. You can sit. It will be fun. Guys, which weather do you guys prefer? Cloudy? No, and nobody's. What's your favorite weather? Let's say. What? Get out here. Share some personal news. Come. I did not like your answer. Come. All right, team. Okay, I think it's enough. Emre is not here with us, so we will be getting the organizational updates when he arrives. So I hope we have Brooke McConnell to give us some of the education updates. Do we have Brooke McConnell, or who is it going to be? Where is it? Did I skip any? Oh, organizational? Did you populate? No, absolutely. Oh, it was page 4. I think it's yes. Okay. It's next to education updates. Okay, in that case, if we don't have Brooke McConnell until he comes, maybe we can get some HR updates. Dave, take your station.
Hello everyone.
Don't be scared. It's fine. It's fine. You know, it's HR, but it's okay.
So actually we're going to have a new HR policy starting from Monday. So it's going to be implemented for educational team. I was trying to have your commenters and your question, and Yarid is the only one who got the question and the issue. I have to consider or have to check with the policy. Beside Brooke, no one, Yarid, no one give the question or raise the question. So if you have any question, still you got time. I'm gonna go through it and answer the question throughout the weekend. So you are welcome to send over the weekend. So it will be to the maximum. You have 1 month to try this HR policy. So every detail is gonna have a meeting on Monday. So you'll have very detailed about it. The next one is still you are under. We try to develop the HR manual as well as the performance management. At the end of this month, we're going to have hopefully the alpha version for the manual as well as performance management. The next one I have to resist. Please use your ID when you are around the compound. Put it on something visible, like you can be on the waist or you can around your chest. Put it there, so you don't have any confusion or anything. That's the point why we print out the IDs. If you got any question, especially regarding the HR policy, you are welcome.
Dave, I have a question. So when it comes to the heads up policy,
Okay.
So what happens to like immediate emergencies or, well, as you know, most of our members are students here, so these kind of things usually arise out of nowhere. Some teachers may not let them know about their next plans. And suddenly after 30 minutes, they have something to do. So maybe they might have to navigate through this. So is there going to be a defined way in which they can navigate through these issues?
It will be defined like you have supervisors, so you have to just let them know you have a class or a quiz after 30 minutes or 1 hour. So it will not count as heads up. So if you got any emergencies or anything, it will not be counted as under heads up policy or heads up. So it will be like this. So there are some policies. Monday the first thing will be the meeting like last time. We'll have 30 minutes or more, or 1 hour. I'm going to go over the heads up policy and I'm going to tell you about every steps. If you got any question or anything regarding the policy, hopefully you have the answer. If you don't have any answers or anything or any question, I'm finished. Anyone?
Thank you. Okay. So yes, the reason why he's emphasizing on wearing the badge is, as you guys, our office is located where a lot of public, it's exposed to the public. So a lot of people are around, especially when the elevator works. You guys can see some people who are not, we're not familiar with. So if you guys have that ID, it will be very, very easy for us to identify, including the HRT. So we all of us leave our laptops and mobile phones on charge. We leave it behind. So in order for it to be more secure, I think it's best if we all of us try to wear our IDs wherever is possible, wherever is visible. It could be next to our pocket, it could be on our shelf, wherever it is. Personally, I haven't even done it as well, so I'm telling that to myself as well. So please, starting from Monday, the least you can do is just try to implement that. Do we have that agreed? Can we get a nod? Right? Can everybody do that? Wear your badges, IDs. You can wear it on your clothes. Yes, Eno. Yeah, it's actually sold for 20 birr. Here you go. You cannot have. But yeah, in case you guys don't have the clips, you can just visit a stationery. You guys can find it for Hayaber. You can create a three-way conversation with Emre and Dave for the Hayaber if you need to. I mean, if you want Emre to approve that, the Hayaber definitely it can be approved. But yeah, that's not a valid reason to not wear your IDs. So the clips can be found anywhere. Dave, do we have any extra clips? Mm-hmm. Oh, when will that be ready? I see. Okay, well, I guess in the meantime, let's get what we have. But once the new folders come, we will definitely have those ready. Okay, I have seen Brooke somewhere. Yes, Brooke. Let's get education updates from you real quick.
All right, thank you, Dagi. I'm Brooke McConnell from In-Person Education for this week for Ethiopian In-Person Education. So AIT team has been a bit late with the project phase, and we had the kickoff this week. We first finalized the dormitory issue, and after that, we had the kickoff and started the project phase, and we onboarded the students with some of the things that they have to know before starting the project phase, some of the soft skills that we provide before they start their professional settings. And with the other schools, we continued with the project phase, and we have allocated the students into the different tracks, and they have been learning on their assigned tracks. Yeah, that's basically what was happening this week. For the upcoming week, we'll continue with the project phase tracks. The students are going to keep learning, and we'll try to finalize some of the onboarding lectures that were pushed because of time constraints. So we'll have some more onboarding lectures in the upcoming week. And one thing, we'll also be working on LinkedIn reach outs for G6 remote education students. So we're starting G6 program for remote education. I guess we're going to get more updates from remote team on this, and we'll be helping out on the reach outs on LinkedIn. So these are the updates and the plans for in-person education in Ethiopia. If you guys have any question or points, I'm here to address them. All right, thank you. Thank you, guys.
Okay, thank you so much, Brooke. If we don't have any questions, we can move over to Ghana. Let's see if we have a remote heads. We have
Login.
Tibebu.
Yeah, bro. How are you?
Wait, Tibebu, we're not hearing Tibebu. Give me a minute. Tibebu, can you try speaking?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Tibebu?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Okay. Just to save time, we will get back with Tibebu after we fix our microphone. In the meantime, we can go over another update, remote education update by Yared. Yared, please. Thank you.
All right, so for the remote education updates, with G5 remote education, this week it was Normal Education Week for us, and our students had a lecture on topological sort, and it was a productive week. They also worked on different problems. Next to that is, as Brooke McConnell earlier mentioned, we have started our recruitment for the G6 remote education students. And there was some work being done this week. And also today, we've made a post about it. So now everyone can start registering to the G6 remote education. Also, another update is on the YouTube lecture series. As I mentioned last week, if you guys remember, 2 teams have started working on 2 different topics for the YouTube lecture series. This week, they prepared their first draft of the slides, and we gave them comments on it. Also, the A2SV handbook, that's also being worked on. The first draft is almost finalized, and this week we also selected someone to be the leader of the A2SV handbook squad, and that is Nahom Amara from Remote Education. Moving on to the plans, next week we're going to be continuing the normal education for G5. There's going to be a lecture for our students on dynamic programming. And for the G6 recruitment, next week the main task is going to be LinkedIn reach outs. These LinkedIn reach outs are going to be to reach out students on LinkedIn and also other social media platforms from targeted universities in Africa. And all of the in-person education squad and also the communication squad and community education are going to be helping us in this reach out task. Moving on to DIME. So the updates for this week were, one is we continued research on certification. This certification is a certification that all fintech applications need to have. So we were doing research on that. Also updating the UI in the mobile screen. This is a continuing task. It's being done the previous week, this week, and it's going to continue being done in the next week. We're modifying the UI based on review within the team and also the mobile screens after. And also we started integration this week, and that's going to continue next week, and the research is going to be continuing next week as well. Any questions for the remote education team? Yes. Okay.
I heard that this was the last month that you will be presenting on these. Is that correct?
Most probably, yes.
This is the last.
So yeah. That's it.
Why are we doing the G6 recruitment? Don't we need some input from the hackathon as well? Because last time I think we have included some to the finalists directly to this generation of education, right?
Yes.
So what's the plan?
So the reason for starting G6 recruitment earlier on is because remote education and in-person education, in remote education, the time students dedicate to the education program is not the same as in-person education. It's less because one, it's remote, and the other, we're having the sessions after class, and we can't have the sessions match to every student's needs because we have students from different countries. So for this case, the progress of remote education students is going to be a bit slower than in-person education students. So for that reason, what we're doing is if we start the education earlier, then we'll have more time with our remote education students and they can be ready when the interview stage is open or the application stage opens in next October, around October. So the plan for starting the remote education earlier is because of this. And as you said, for the hackathon participants, we're going to be doing that the same thing here. The hackathon finalists are going to be having a seat in our remote education, and we can onboard them differently because the education is going to be started when the hackathon finalists are when the hackathon ends, basically. So we're going to be onboarding them differently. And also, we've also given an early access to all of our hackathon participants for the remote education. Like we just announced it to the public today, but for our hackathon participants, we sent them an email starting Monday. It was sent, I'm not sure on the day, but we gave them an early access for them to register before announcing it to the whole public. Yes?
So, what kind of experience are you looking for from the applicants? Are they supposed to solve some difficult questions?
All right, so our applicants, there are two types. So first, there are those who have competitive programming experience, right? And there are those that don't. So for those that have competitive programming experience, what we're doing is we're going to be sending them the application form, then we'll review their resumes and other things. But for those who don't have the competitive programming experience, what we're doing now is we'll be sending them 30 questions to work on so that they know what the education is like. And basically, we're going to be judging if they're going to be fit for our program. So these 30 questions, we're going to give them workshops on how they're going to do it. And we'll give them around 3 weeks to work on this 30 questions. If they solve, let's say 20 or above, the bar could be higher. We could make it 25 because we have a lot of interested people in the remote education. If they solve, let's say, above 20 questions, then we're going to be sending them an application form where they give us their CV and other information that we need to proceed to the next review stage.
Okay, so is everyone qualified eligible for these 3 weeks of graduate?
Yes, everyone is eligible. If they have a previous competitive programming experience, we won't require them to solve the 20 or the 30 questions. If they don't, then they have to solve the 30 questions to proceed to the next stage. Doug, you have a question?
No.
Thanks.
Okay, take care. Okay, I think we have our speaker functioning. Tababu, can you try to give us the updates?
Yeah. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Doug?
Tababu, are you with us?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
I have. Tababu, you're on mute. Sure thing. Okay. All right. Tababu is trying to reconnect. In the meantime, we can have our updates from the community team, which is going to be presented to us by Paul.
Okay, hello guys. I will be giving you like the community education updates. So for this week, we have continued community education. So Div1 are actually on a break on this week, but the rest Divs, Div2 and Div3 have continued their education. And also we have held the quarterfinal closing and semi-final kickoff ceremony, I think on Saturday. It was huge, it was good. Other than that, the onboarding of advisors for the semi-final of the hackathon was completed this week. Yeah, this was a very long process. I think it took around 2 days, but we have communicated with the advisors, and I think they have started advising their projects. Other than that, advisors with project matching, again, it's pretty much similar with the previous item. Yeah, we have matched the advisors with their projects, and they have started advising on their projects. And also we have sent the certificates both to the quarterfinal mentors and those participants who have failed on the quarterfinal stage. Other than that, we have the semi-finalist project feedback session, which started today. Our plans for next week, we will continue community education, and we will follow up with the coordinators on the project status, if they are holding their meetings according to the time that we have given them. Other than that, quarterfinal certification, I think this was a mistake. This was actually done today. Other than that, week 1 recap and week 2 briefing. I will be leaving the session early today to lead this session, so it will be done today as well. Other than that, we'll be having the semi-finals project feedback session continuing up to Thursday. Do you have any questions? Thank you. Dagi?
Okay, hi everyone. So, communications for our wins, we divided into the hackathon. We had the hackathon quarterfinals closing ceremony, live coverage on Saturday. And then also we have had the semifinals feedback and mentors meetings coverage, and we have uploaded this on YouTube as well. And then education, we covered the G5 project kickoff, and then we also had the G4 live stream, and we also had the education recruitment messages and campaign out. And then also we had a post about the guest visit where Yared from Visa came to visit us. And then Codef, we posted some posts on Akil, a dot as well, videos and Skrill Bridge. I guess we just took it down. And then video production, we had a video shoot with AfroChat and Rated, and these videos are under production. And then for Escalate, we are going to ship Surafel's success story today, and then Kirobel's will be finalized and for next week. And then also moving on to our plans, we will be continuing with the hackathon live streams, one that we'll have from today at 5 p.m. And then also we are working on 5 workshop highlights that we have for YouTube. So we'll also be showcasing those on YouTube as well. And if good enough, we will share them as posts as well. And then also we'll be publishing Emirates LinkedIn newsletter, a new edition. And then we'll also have A2SV news, summarizing, focusing on the hackathon stages, including the semifinals opening. And then also we'll have the Global Startup Awards. We want to have a 1-minute video, and then also a pitch deck from the product team. And then also we will continue with A2SV's Codev and social media posts. Basically, that's it. Any questions? Why? Yes.
I was just wondering, like, for Surafi and Kibri, you said you're going to ship one and then you're going to ship another in the coming week.
Yeah.
I thought the videos were done together for them.
Oh, yes. So we shot 3 different videos.
Okay.
We shot one where they were together, and it was more like fun question and answer. And then we shot 2 separate ones where Surafel talks about his employment at a different company, and then Kiribol talks about his employment at the other company.
Oh, I see.
So these are success stories where it's one of them in the video, and then the one that has everyone in it, we're still working on that one. It's kind of 30 minutes long, so we're trying to, yeah.
Can we like add a snippet of them talking in the like single videos so that people get the idea that they're twins? Because
For the success one or for the
success one, because if you're going to roll this once first, people might have the misconception of why are they shipping out the same person with different things 2 times, like.
we actually had to make them also wear different clothes. Yeah, they came wearing the same thing, so we had to change the jacket and the t-shirt. Yeah.
My suggestion is in the individual success stories, have a snippet from the interview question where you interviewed.
Okay.
So that people get, there's
Okay, okay. I think for the next one we can do that. For this one we're actually uploading it now. Yeah, but for the next one I think that would be, yeah, great. It would look like we're posting one person twice.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, yeah. Okay, we can do that. Product.
Thank you. I will be presenting the wins and the plans. We had two recurring plans throughout the week. So we plan and hold stakeholder meeting for core day projects. The other one is we also work on the user engagement for core day projects. And this week we evaluated product member assessment. And the next week we are going to finalize the hiring process. The other one is we we were researching for, we had a product research for G4 project. And we have finalized idea selection for G5 students. And we were working on the user stories, and we were reviewing also the UI for G4 project. It's kind of a continuing thing until some time. The other is we had a product presentation for G5 student. We presented on two topics, that is understanding the problem and introduction to product management. The plans we have is we will continue updating, like refining user stories for remote projects. The other one is finalize mean proposal document. We have started this week. We will be finalizing it next week. We are also going to schools to form partnership for Akil and Skill Bridge. So we are going to do that. And we also, since we finalized the idea selection, we need to also work on G5 project user stories. So we will be doing that and working on the user stories and reviewing UI for G4 project will be continued. And as I mentioned earlier, we will finalize the product manager hiring process. So do you guys have a question? No, thank you.
Okay, so up next we have G4 updates by Zaganas.
Hello guys. For updates, downs, we have planned to have the kickoff this week, but we didn't. We're going to have the kickoff by next week. And the other is grading the tech stack assessments for the new applicants, and it's already done. Filter A2SV 2024 applicants. We have had some filtering, but we didn't finish filtering all the applicants, and it's not fully done. And we have reinitiated the internal interview. So people who are eligible for the internal interview can take the internal interview for G4 students. For the plans, we're going to have the kickoff, and for the new hires, we're going to have the project assignments. This is for the core projects and the G4 projects. We're going to deploy the G4 projects on GCP. We have had a separate GCP account for the G4 projects, so we'll be having that too. Then we're going to review the resume, like on the internal interview process. There is a separate resume review section. So we're going to review the resumes for who are eligible for the internal interview. And finally, we have had some eligible students for the internal interview. We're going to conduct the internal interview for those students. Any questions? For G4 project, Bazaar.
Okay, hello everyone. So for this week's wins, we have been successful in
implementing the image search feature, where you can take an image of any car that you see on the road, and you can see like related cars on our platform. And we have also like we have been working on the user flow diagram for the whole project, and it has been completed as well. And we have implemented. There were some bugs that need to be fixed on the search assistant endpoint. They have been fixed, and it has been integrated with the web and the mobile as well. And we'll be demoing the web part in about a moment. And we also got the updated UI design for the hero section of the landing page, and it has been like the UI has been built. And also, our plan was to have a whole demo and review session, but we didn't have it yet. So we plan to have it right after this meeting if it's possible. Uh, like we demoed, like we saw some of the features together in our daily meeting, but it wasn't a whole demo session, so that doesn't count. And um, yes, we got the landing page designs, but it's not completed yet. It's yellow because we only got the hero section and the feature product section. There are some additional UI designs that need to be added. And our plan was to add real products and services. We were not, well, we didn't do that. We only had some sample products that we added while testing the endpoints and the features. And for next week's plans, we plan to include voice search functionality. And currently we are brainstorming on how to implement it. And also we plan to include Amharic support for the voice search. And the other plan is to add real products and services since the add product endpoint, add product feature is done and integrated. And like we need the user stories for the business and user dashboard in order to request it to the UI UX team. So we'll be working on the user stories as well. And after that, like we'll be getting the updated UI UX designs. And then if they are delivered in time, we'll move on to the implementations. So those are the wins and plans we have for this week. So I'm not going to take too much time, but I will be presenting. So basically, this is like the updated hero section that I told you about. And so like we have the image search functionality here, but it's not integrated with the actual endpoint yet. In the backend, it's done, but here it's not integrated. But in the dashboard, in the chatbot, we have image search functionality, and it has been integrated. You can see the feature here. And so
There is a typo across that.
yes, there is.
Also, this looks like Bro was mentioning the dating website, you find the perfect match.
The text is going to change. Like this is not the text that we are settling for. Yeah. Okay. So here I can just have a conversation to buy, like to search for a product, service, or business that we have. Let's say so. Like what it's saying is, could you please give me more details about the car? And it's going to get the details in a more conversational manner. Let's say, uh, okay, let's say the car needs to be black, obviously, and it needs to be under 1 million there, and it's So there are some like details of the car that we need to fit. So it's not going to give us straight away. So it's going to give to us for additional information. So let's say we are searching for an SUV 2014 model. So after it gives the details of the car, then it's going to list out the it's going to list out 5 top related like cars from the information gathered. But the UI, like most of the UI that you are seeing here, is like implemented by the web team. So the UI is going to change. It's one of the requests that we made to the UI UX team. But we can move on to like searching using an image. So let's say I have an image of a car here. So in the mobile, like the search with image feature is more suitable for the mobile. So like you might be outdoors seeing, like you might see a car that you really like, and you can easily search for it. So when you give it the image, then we change the image into text and we search. So that's the search functionality. So the endpoint is going to be like integrated with this image search feature here. So, but for the listing assistant, we'll show you the next demo. So that's the update that we have for this week. Do you have any questions before this? Right.
After doing the chats, like after sorting the chat box, it doesn't have a history, like if I want to get back to my previous conversation.
So, like the way it's implemented is for the listing assistant, it's going to store your information because you have to log in order to list. So even if you log into another device, the history is still going to be there. But for the search assistant, you don't need to create an account. As you can see, I didn't create an account while I'm using this. I'm not logged in yet. Well, I can join, but for the search assistant, you are going to lose the history because you don't have to log in to use it. Both for the image searching.
It's possible if I log in and use the platform, it's possible to preserve history. Right?
Yes.
For my search history.
Yes. But if you are not logged in, then. Any other questions? Okay, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Okay. Next will be Hakim Hub by Hina.
Okay, so yeah, for this week, we prepared a pitch deck and proposal, and I was reviewing and giving comment on it. So that's been done. We've also implemented chatbot mobile redesign. There were some issues that we needed to fix, like the message boxes being weird and stuff like that. We've also fixed issues with favoriting. So the issue with this is the way it was implemented was you couldn't favorite a doctor or a hospital while you're on the card. It was on the detail page, but now it's implemented in such a way that you can favorite it from the card. We couldn't implement or we couldn't finish filtering feature redesign implementation. It was a complete redesign, so that part was taking a lot of time. It touches a lot of pages and stuff like that, so it hasn't been completed.
Next week, we want to implement the Google authentication integration. So this part, it's taking a long time because the way we've implemented it is the authentication, the entire thing, for web at least, it's handled on the backend side. So because we didn't want to store any client secrets and stuff like that on the web, so that took a long time. But now for integration, since it's been handled on the backend, we don't have to waste a lot of time. Filtering feature redesign implementation, it's also going to be finished. The backend has been done. Actually, there's some backend API endpoints that are remaining, so we are also going to be working on that. And finally, we're going to have a meeting with Blue Health to talk about the new medical information storage feature. They want to give us some information on that. So we're going to talk to Dr. Binyam, and then he's going to talk to his staff, and then we're going to have a discussion. And after that, we hopefully want to have a discussion with Ministry of Health, and then they can give us some information as well. So those are the plans for next week. Do you have any questions?
Okay, I'll be giving you Escalate updates. Okay, so for Escalate wins, we have planned and created a 2-week breakdown of tasks that are going to take place in the next 2 weeks, and we've also reviewed the new landing page design designed by Jonathan, and we've had a sync with the product team as we started production again this week, and we've also integrated 2 new designed and start testing the main features of the web, mobile, and backend, and also onboard the new graduated members, which are going to be signing their hirings. So that's all the update we have for Escalate. Nobody has questions? Okay, so let's move on to the next one. We have Generation 4 updates by Matthias.
Yeah, I think okay. Yeah,
Let me go
for
back.
the Generation 4 update, let's start from Spark Tank. On Spark Tank side, like we have done the product side research, and like we have reviewed some user stories with the product team. Yeah, we discussed the flow as well, and the new UI UX designs are like currently being worked on. They are not delivered, but the UI UX team is working on them. And the next update is the bug fix and functional enhancement. So like while the new UI UX designs are get done and approved, then we're currently on bug fixing and some functional enhancements. And the other update we have is we migrated to GCP. We have migrated our Postgres database to GCP and as well as our backend. For the next week for Spark Tank, like we'll receive the new UI UX designs and we'll start working on them. And like after the we'll onboard the new hires and also continue the development efforts. And from the Vertex side, preparing list of features for the product team is an ongoing task. And the other is like all the team members are currently now returning. So sync with the returning team members. And the same thing goes to Vertex, the bug fix and the feedback addressing thing. And for Vertex, the next week plan is like to review the new UI UX designs. To review the current UI UX design with the UI UX members and to start working on the chatbot as well for the learning page. The other one is the richer text editor. The current text editor is not that rich that be able like users to create questions. So like we are looking for a much more richer text editors for that. And also like migration to GCP is also one of the plans for Vertex for the next week. Thank you, Abike.
Thank you, Mati. So for any live watchers, since we're going to be having another live stream for the hackathon, this is where we're going to say goodbye, but we'll continue with the weekly wins. So up next is going to be development updates, and we have Rate It first. So